Can you just talk about how much that helped Golden State last year, having all those three-point shooters?
Well, more than anything, it just changes the spacing and keeps a floor spread with the amount of passing and cutting we like to do. If they can pack it in the paint and not have to respect our perimeter players, then it changes up everything. So we definitely have shooters that we have to get out and get a hand up, and that's very important.
How do things change when a team has maybe more expectations on it coming into the season?
Well, it shouldn't change anything in theory, because I've been on teams where there's a lot expected, or teams that don't expect anything. Nobody expected us to win a title last year. I mean, 2 years previous, they gave us a 0% chance of making the playoffs, and we ain't made the second round. So none of it matters. It's about going out and there's going to be teams that overachieve and underachieve every year, and the goal is to be one of those teams that overachieves and gets the most out of what they're capable of. And let's hope through hard work this year we can be one of those teams.
Is this as good a camp as you've been in terms of consistency and rhythm?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And like I said, we have a young team, so you'd expect, to have some practices where coach comes in at the end and says, we just didn't have a good day today, but let's be better tomorrow. We haven't had that at all. I think part of it has just been the competition of and the depth and the guys, fighting for positions. And guys know that, that they can't have an off day. And so that's challenged everybody to really be their best each and every day and to challenge the guy next to them.
David, how is the familiarity and other systems you've been in? How similar are they to this one? How has that helped you kind of adapt?
Offensively, this is a lot like what we ran in New York my final year with D'Antoni. A lot of the same principles about the four-man and a lot of pick and rolls and drags and things like that. Also, a lot of the things we ran open motion-wise in Golden State last year. And defensively, we've had a lot of the same Ron Adams and Tom Thibodeau-based defense. So we do a lot of the same things that we did in Golden State. So it's been a pretty easy transition defensively.
How are you doing physically? Are you feeling pretty strong?
I was a little bit winded yesterday. Lungs were still a little bit after the strep throat, but other than that, body, physically, I feel great. This is the best I've felt going into any season in the last few years. So, looking forward to continuing that and getting treatment and staying on top of being healthy.
Coach Stevens, going back to the starting five you guys had in Europe, why does that group work so well as far as scoring?
Well, let's hope that it does. I think that we have a group that plays well together. Complements each other well. We got up to 2 good starts in Europe, and let's hope as we use that group again tonight that we can have the same result.
Did you learn anything about Marcus Smart playing with them this year?
Yeah, I didn't get to see a whole lot of him being on the East Coast last year, and he's one intense guy. Defensively takes on a challenge, and offensively shoots the ball better than I thought he did, and can really get into the paint and make plays. He's a better passer than I thought he was too. I kind of almost saw him in college. I saw him play more and saw him as more of an off-guard type of guy. But as a point, he's proven a lot to me. So we got a lot of guys that are very steady offensively, and he's one of them.
It sounds like in Golden State, as much as they could, they wanted to kind of work with you to try to find a good situation where you were going to. What kind of conversations did you have with Danny that kind of reassured that this was going to be a good spot for you, and how did he facilitate that trade to where you were happy with it?
Well, I just thought it was a good fit. It's a young team looking for leadership and looking for a veteran that's been through a lot of battles, and I fit that mold as well as I want to be with a good group of guys, good chemistry. I don't want to play with guys that don't want to be here or that don't respect the game, and we have one of the best locker rooms in the league, so that was a perfect fit there. And of course, with the tradition and playing in a city like this, that goes without saying. So I thought it was a perfect fit, and luckily, they really wanted me here just like I wanted to be here. So while I make no mistake about it, I love Golden State and would have preferred to stay there, forever. This is one heck of an opportunity. I'm really, really excited to be here.
Was that something Danny sold you on almost like a free agent when you tried to talk up the Celtics? Were you already pursued it, or was he like kind of?
No, it's not a whole lot of talking up you have to do about the tradition and about this team and watching them play in the second half of the year last year. This is an exciting time to be a Celtic. And so no, there was no talking up. They just said that they had interest, and we were able to work it out. I don't necessarily know how all that stuff works, but they were able to work it out, and it was beneficial for both teams. So I'm just, like I said, excited to get all that stuff out of the way, and I think that I've landed in a great situation with a great opportunity. And now it's just about going out and having fun and playing and making the most of it.
Folks, one final question for David, please.
Make it a good one.
Would your thinking may have changed if you hadn't won a championship in terms of going to a young team?
Absolutely. Well, for me, you know, my friends and my family are constantly asking me, you know, what is it? And you must be, you know, watching your Golden State play in a preseason game. That must be just awful to watch, and to not be out there. And really, you know, it's something about leaving when there's no unfinished business, you know. And if I would have left, we'd have lost the finals last year, and I would have gone like, man, they just really want to be back when they have a chance to win it again. You know, this was strictly a move of you know, bad numbers in basketball. You know, with them having the salary cap and the salary that I make this year and things like that, it was strictly a move like that. It's not that they didn't want me; I didn't want to be there. So, leaving on the note that I did, though, being able to contribute in the playoffs the way I did, and us winning a championship, I have no regrets out there, and still keep in touch with the guys. And so, no, while I love it out there and I have great memories. I'm a guy that tries to live in the present. I'm just really excited about being here right now and taking care of business.
David, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a good last question. I really